Got a lot of sunlight here this morning.
What the?
But that's a team. Let's give it a moment to get started. Oh, start says it started, not started. They didn't
No.
tell me. Yes, Addie?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just doing a little outside today.
Okay.
Yes, outside.
Okay.
All right, well,
Whoa.
hey there. It's Angeline here. And today we're going to be, what are we doing? We're just checking in on the garden. We planted some plants outside. We're going to check in on them. I'm going to do a little trimming. And we're going to add some more to our GreenStalk. I took the time to write out what I wanted, put it on my spreadsheet. So let's get it started. Uh, it's a good day to garden, and let's go. Okay, so we're out here in the front, and we are going to be, we're checking in on our plants. So one, yesterday I was like, this plant is going to be infringing, so we're going to get some of that out of the way. We have our mustard green that we planted here yesterday. And then one day something came and took a few snips, so I added some neem oil. Hopefully that takes care of it. Let's take a quick look at the other one. Another one seems to be in good spots over here. I'm hoping that's cool enough and I'll be able to add some more plants out front. So we're just gonna really quickly clear up this area around this one so I can get the best amount of space. Our lilies are definitely doing their thing. Their comeback game is strong. Got a little snippety snip here. I'm gonna snip out some things. I'm sure I could do so. Let's see, let's grab this one out. The things are in there by the root. I just want to grab them out. But this is the plant that you don't want this one to grow over it because once it does, that's it. It's gonna take up all the space and the sunlight and the water. So when I'm trimming them, I just go in from right here and get it at the base, and that's how I shape the plants out. Go in. As you can see, absolutely nothing is growing underneath there. It's just darkness. So we don't want this to get to our mustard greens. So that's also why I don't like this plant because it just nothing can grow around it. I mean, it's just nice to take up spaces, I feel like, but if you want to add more things, I like to keep it trim and narrow. But it's very appealing. It grows big. It goes a nice little circle. But let's see how our little trim is going. What's she doing? She found a. So we have our team member here. So, so we've cleared out the space around for our mustard greens to grow. There we go. This is going right in the trash. I mean, in the compost pile. We're going to get a team member to come out here and take these compost. So there we go. So now we've just got space for like 2 more mustard greens. And if the mustard green wants to grow like this, fine. Happy to have it. But not this one. We're just going to shape it up around here. Yeah, I never got to plant these lilies. They're still in the pot. But we'll get them planted. So these are still in the pot, but those over there were here from last year. We're just gonna do all the edges over here and get our little rounding a little smaller. So you see our small circle here. And then We could get 1, 2, and then in between these, we'll have space for some more mustard greens as well. Or maybe some cabbage. Cabbage is also nice to bring out here for the cool weather. If we have any extra, I'm gonna put cabbage in our green stock today. Let's see how we're looking on. There we go. This plant covered so well, we can't even grow anything. There we go. So we've shaped out our little area, and now our mustard green has space. And when the other ones are ready, we can bring them in, and they have room as well. So that's first thing we're checking in on. And now let's go into check on our, well, hold on, let me put this tool back. And then we're gonna go in and get our plants for the green stalk. That's our main thing today. A few more items. There we go. All right, come on, let's go. Inside. We'll have our team member get that for the compost bin. Inside. Uh-oh. You gotta. Come on, come on. Yep. Inside. Okay, so we got our GreenStalk list. And we're gonna be taking some of our plants from here outside and then putting the plants in the nursery in the slots. So this is our, I think we have some from here. So let's go look and see what's on our list. So we're putting more mature plants in the green stock and putting the nursery babies in our garden. So that's our plan. So our list here, she colors on it. I put it on the spreadsheet, so the spreadsheet is much easier, but you guys have the phone, so. Yeah. All right, so we have the garlic chives. We have 2 sets of garlic chives. So I'm gonna take 1 set of garlic chives from in here. Is this one garlic chives? Yeah. Let me go get the covers because while we're outside, we don't want the water to run. Put that back. She took the cover off of the watering section. And through it. And yes, and through it. All right, so these are our covers. And this is what we use once we take them out. So let's read our list of what's coming in from our garden to go outside. So of course, now we're gonna be back to the foil covers. Unless we have somebody ready today. So this is our garlic chives that we're going to take out. We have another, ooh, the roots are well developed here. We have another set of garlic chives inside, which are at the bottom here. Whoops. Which are down here. So we have 1 inside and 1 outside. So this is our garlic chives we're taking outside. Then the other thing we're going to put in our green stalk is spinach. So this one has 2 sets of spinach, the other one has 1. So we're gonna choose which one we want to take out. Not sure. This one seems more larger. So I'm gonna go for this one. Oh, it's really in there. So it's, oh, okay, we got it out. So we're gonna take our spinach out of here and send that one to our green stalk. So we got spinach. You can see it's well grown out of the space here. So I don't even know if I can get it out. Let's see. I push it from the bottom. There we go. And get it out. So this is making room for some of our nursery plants to go in there. Oh, there we go. So there we go. Our roots. Get some good light here. This is our roots. You can see it better when we get outside. Spinach. And let's cover this. Let's see what else we're going to carry outside. The other spinach did very well. It went into a pot. It's not even going into a vertical system. Then we have lavender, Swiss chard pink. I'm going to plant that. We have our sweet peppers already out there. Stevia we have coming in Tuesday. The seeds. We have stevia out there, but I got some more seeds for it. And then our celery. Let's see if there's anything in here. The red sorrel. We already put the purple kohlrabi, and then we have the lime basil down here and the purple basil down here. So once they mature, we're going to bring them outside. We have cabbage already outside, and we have red sorrel right. Bring outside and let the one that is inside. And I have more seeds, so I put them in here. I don't know if I put it in nursery yet, but we're going to, yeah, there we go. So that's the red sorrel down there. So those little seedlings, once they grow, we're going to put them right here in this spot. But we're going to take the more mature one out. So we're taking our mature plants outside. They are rather large. So I think they'll do well in an outside setting and have more room to grow and flourish. Let me get something to cover that. So we're back to our foil coverings. Actually, what we can do is, all right, we're going to take out the sorrel, our purple kohlrabi. Maybe I could put another one. We have two plants here. No, one is, well, here we go. We have two of the purple kohlrabis. I wanted to separate them if possible. That one takes seeded patient surgery, and we got these other plants ready for transplant. So let's just take the plants out for transplant and come and do that after. So we have our purple, this one's gonna go out. This is our, look how big the leaves grew. This one's doing very well. There we go. And this is our red sorrel, but we have some red sorrel in the nursery right now. So as soon as it comes out of the nursery, we'll put it up here. So we're transplanting these plants outside and letting them get some soil loving. And then some of them we're keeping another one inside. All right, so I think I put some thyme in there. I'm gonna grow some thyme. Also, all right, so let's see what else is on our list that we have to carry. So we got our chives, our spinach, our Swiss chard. You know, I had a Swiss chard that was yellow. The packaging said yellow, and that's where the pink celery came from. So let's go get that the celery and put it in our GreenStalk. So this is our celery here. The celery also is growing very large. So the plants I'm picking to take outside and to put into soil are plants that are very mature. They've been here for quite some time, and they are so large that they are, as you can see, this is taking up quite a lot of, this is good to see the celery from the outside of the garden light. So this is the pink celery. So we're going to put that outside and give it some room to expand and grow. As you can see, it doesn't have too much roots. So we're going to take it out. Let's get it out of the container. This one, for all these plants, the root system is not that complex. For the mountain celery that's here. All right, let me put it down so I can properly cover it. And then we're going to head outside. So yeah, you always got to keep it covered. You don't want the water coming out or algae or light getting in. So I'm just gonna keep these covered. We keep checking in our nursery after we transplant those plants outside and see if anybody in our nursery is ready to go. We do have a purple kohlrabi that needs to also go into our garden, our garden. But we have new seedlings coming and new plants in there. All right, so this is all of our plants that we're moving. Here they are, and let's get them outside. I'm gonna, have to come back in for scissors or something. Here we go. We can also check in on our plants from yesterday. As you can see, I brought the seedlings in. They don't really spend too much time out there. So yeah, this is everything that we're bringing outside to start a next outdoor life. And then we do have some other things that are here already that we're gonna plant. So let's put our thing here, and we are going to start adding to our green stuff. Probably also do a little watering as well. Okay, so the scissor. Let me go get the scissor and we will start. Because of course we need to have the roots open and stimulated for growth as well. So let's see which shelf we're starting from. We have our leaf row, which has the chives, which is the top row. So let's get up there. You guys, it's so far up, so tall. This is our leaf row. It's a little shorter than the others, and it has shorter pockets. So we can put shallower root plants in there. Trying to get it so you guys can see it. All right, so the first one we have is our chives. Now I don't have my stickers, but I do know these are the hot peppers. This is the sweet, 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 and then hot. So the actual count is, this is number one. This is number one, so it's 2 sweet, 3 sweet, 2 hot, and then a sweet. So this is column 1. And let's get our shovel and any additional soil that we need. We got a soil bag. All right, so what do we have on our map here? On our map, the first thing that's going in there is the chives. So let's get the chives out. That's these. The roots are pretty strong. Let me bring it closer so you guys can see. The roots are pretty strong. So I think I can get it out. They're solid. They don't look like they'll rip too much. I believe I could get them out. I could smell it. It smells great. So let's see if we can get it out. I'm gonna do this up close. All right. They're not too tangled. I do cut the ends for stimulation, but these roots are short, so it's not necessary. There we go. They're very short. There we go. And we have about 3 or 4 different plants going on in here. Let me see if I can aim it this way so you can see what's going on. So we have 3 or 4 different plants. I got the cup out, put the roots here. We got 3 or 4 different ones. So I'm going to spread them out in our leaf setting. So this is our leaf, which is the top one, and column A. So I'm going to call it, which is here. Yeah, put it in column A. Let's see the soil level. Very good. I'm just going to put it right on top and then put the soil on top of it. Oh no, we got the roots. Our roots got to go a little deep. We can't put it too much on top. That's the rock wall falling to the side. So let's get our space in here. Spread it a little bit. Put it down to there. Put it in there. Get the rock wall that fell. And then get our soil. Adding our soil so the plant can go all the way up to the top. The soil level should be the level here. So as you remember, when we were putting this in, I had a mixture of soil, but the one on the top is just what's on the top. I like using this one on the top. I haven't had any problems with like gnats or anything with it, so I like using this one for just for the top. However, the other ones have other benefits when mixing them in. So I like the mixture on the inside, but just right at the edge, I use this one. And yeah, I don't have any bugs or any, well, not no bugs. I have other kind of bugs, but I don't have any gnats from the extra moisture. Now sometimes the gnats can get in. Okay, so we have our chives in, and then we have spinach right here. So our spinach plant is quite large. Also, our lid is here. Let me. I don't want to be reaching over the spinach plant to put this in. All right, so I have spinach. I'll top that spinach in 2 places. No, I just have it in 1. So let's get our spinach plant right here and put it up top. So this one definitely is not coming out at all. As you can see, this spinach is well rooted, so it's not going to come out of the thing. However, we do have one of those, I don't know if I can get that out either. The thing to prevent the algae. You have one of those here. So you can see. Let's see if I can get it out. Let's give it a try. The plant is already, this is already breaking. So, yeah. So this is the holder. Yeah, this is why this plant's coming out. It's so large. It's breaking through. This is one of our protect from algae holders that it has grown in. It is grown past. Good thing they're rubbery. There we go. So this is definitely going on a plant. Inside we need these. Again, I ordered some, so I'm waiting for them to come. So this one with the root system is so thick, this is one we definitely have to cut. Because at this point, which way is up? Nobody knows. We're just going to stimulate them here. And let them, it's not going to expand. I mean, let them expand. So let them get some loose ends, rough edges, and then grow down from here. Because again, yes, this, you don't know which way is up, down, left, right, who knows. So I just cut it, get some stimulation at the bottom, and then just put them in. Wow, it smells like a great sandwich. And as usual, in 2 minutes, I've lost, oh, there it is. I was like, I lost the shovel so quickly. Okay. So it's back to our leaf here. We got our garlic chives in. Now we're going to add our spinach. Same process. Let's move this over. Sometimes people take the whole leaf down, the whole shelf down like this to get the plants in. I've seen people do this. This might be a little easier, especially when you have such mature plants already. I'm going to do here so I can see, because it's so tall. Usually when it's not so tall, so you know, this is not a thing. It's so tall, the top rows are tall, so I'm gonna have to, wow, the garlic smells so good. It smells like it's, well, it is ready. I must say, it smells like it's ready to eat. I love adding it to food, especially with spinach. This is my combination that I like to eat, which is garlic, chives on the salad. I like to put it on the salad, and when you put it on the salad, you get the flavor, you get the seasoned flavor, and I really like that. So, yes, I'm a little short for adding this plant in. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we we got it in. We lost some leaves along the way. Oh, it didn't move, it just fell that direction. Bring it towards the front. Just add our extra soil in. You're definitely gonna have to water these in. Maybe even in the individual pockets. These are coming from hydroponic setting where they're getting water 4 times a day to just moist soil. They do great because this one came out last week and it's doing pretty good. Adjusting. Almost all of them have come out and did very well. So I like bringing them in from outside in there, especially when it's so warm. Even though they're getting less light, they're not getting the 6 a.m. light straight beaming on them, like what happens in the other place, but they're there. All right, so we got our spinach. Our spinach is fully in. Put this back up. Put this in. There we go. Make sure it's in there good. All right, so we got our spinach growing. We're gonna definitely have to water that, and that one's gonna need a good amount of water. All right, let's see what we have. Swiss chard, the yellow one is coming in the mail. The red sorrel, and then celery. So we have stevia and celery. Okay, so our spinach is here. This row, we wanted to do the stevia here. This is a stevia here. And then space, and then celery. There we go. This is the pocket for the celery. Let me put this in here. So again, when I showed you how the water dripped earlier in the other video, they weren't filled all the way up, and that's so I can leave space to put plants in easier. So our next one is celery. If you guys are able to see, yes, there you go. The next one is celery. That's the pocket it's gonna go in. Oh, it's a little tangled up here. So this is our celery plant right here. It's pink celery. It has lots of space. Wow, it's doing pretty good. So we are going to, again, this one, the roots are not like molded like the other one. So we are just gonna separate them out a little bit. There, see, we could just untangle them a little, just a little bit, and then take them out of the cup. So we push from the bottom, and there we go. There goes our celery. Now, the last time I did celery, I moved celery. It didn't do so well, but we're gonna try our best with this one. This one is a younger celery, and the last time I moved, oh, I know what happened. Last time I moved the celery from one section to the next, the roots had already molded up. I didn't cut them, and I put the water in a little low. So this one is going to soil. We're putting the soil all the way up to here. So it's going to be embedded in there. Hopefully they expand a little. Let me make sure there's none of the little rubbery things that I may need. So this is our celery, our pink celery, and we're going to add our pink celery to the GreenStalk. Okay, right where I have the little arrow thing, we have this right here. Okay, so let's move the soil over, maybe moving it back. I could use a little bit more soil for now. I go by the depth of the plants. Let me see if I can. We're gonna the last one I'm gonna show you a up close view because it's on a lower, so you'll be able to see up close. We'll zoom in on how this works because it's gonna be on one of these rows, so you'll be able to see it better. All right, so we got our celery in. The plant stops there, and now let's get this. Well, we need a little more soil in there. As you can see, that's where the soil reaches. The team members are out, and I can see them looking outside in the other direction. This could be a hand adjustment. See, they just realized I was in the other direction. They're outside going, Mom. And and the youngest one doesn't believe that I'm back here. So her sister's trying to get her to come back here, and she's like, Mom. She's like, no, Mom is out front. I'm like, no, I'm back here. I'm out back. All right, so let's hold these together so I can get more soil in around on top. There you go. There you go. Yeah, hello. Hey there. There we go. So we got our celery in. Yes. For this, we're going to be standing right in front of. Oh. For this, we're going to close the doors back. You open all those doors out there, close them back. You open 3 levels of doors and left them open. All right. So for this, we're going to definitely water directly and from the ones in the front and from the top. We're doing a little hand action here to add our. Okay, so we got our celery in, and the last thing we're gonna put in is our. We got fixed. So here's a little close up of what's been going on. We have our celery that we just added in, our spinach that we've added in, and our garlic. And then of course this is our pepper roll from yesterday that we have here with our hot peppers too, and then our larger sweet peppers. And then which row is supposed to be? The row after that's empty, and then the last row has the cabbage. Not the last row, the second last. The last row has basil, and we have space for additional basil. So this is the one with the cabbage, and let's see what we have. We have collard greens and the purple kohlrabi, and so it's going to be red sorrel next to it, right here. So this is our pocket for our red sorrel. The rest of them, as they grow in the nursery, will come out, or as, yeah, I'm going to grow them in the nursery first. Or we might direct seed, because I still have a whole row with nothing planted in it. So this one is the red sorrel. So now you can see what it looks like from the top down. We have our red sorrel plant here. Let's see if it has any of the stuff in there. No, this definitely is not coming out, so we're going to cut it. So basically we cut them, and then later on we retrieve the roots. Retrieve the cube. The cube does not break down. Ouch, I cut myself. The cube does not break down. It's made out of plastic, so it's not biodegradable. So after the plant is done, we just pull them back out. That's what I do in the front when I'm bringing the plants to seed. So we're going to put our red sorrel in here. This is the one next to. Now with this one was full to capacity. So I'm going to take out some soil, put this in, and then add the soil back around it. There's some space for some more soil to go in. There we go. All right, so we have our red sorrel plant. So we got some stuff in our GreenStalk. Let me go put the water on so we can water it. And I definitely want to check. So this are other plants that came from inside, from our garden to outside. So this is our spinach. Need some water, so we're going to water it right now. This one was not inside. These were seedlings, came from the nursery inside. And did good with transitioning. This is a pepper plant. Yesterday I pruned it. Stop playing around. Yesterday I pruned this pepper plant right here, and to focus on more fruiting. But this one also came from inside from our garden. And we have quite a few plants here that were propagated and brought outside too. So they do well coming from hydroponic system into here without issue or into the pots. I've also added a few cutoffs from the pruning of our tomatoes. We're gonna see how they do. So let's go quickly and water. I'm gonna water directly into the pockets, but also do a normal water. Stop. And why, how did all the bees get on the floor? I purposely picked them up. Pick them up.
No.
There we go. You got the water on. Yeah, so the water usually goes through the app. Let me see if it's really fully on. But you can direct water into the pockets like this. See like that. Oh my goodness. We have some hose adjusters who have adjusted the hose.
Daddy, let's go outside.
Let's see if the water
No! Stop it! No. Food.
There we go. Okay. Just a little pocket water. I water it like this so that it doesn't. See if you guys can see. Yeah. I water it like kind of against the wall so it kind of can drip down, especially with new plants, so they don't get that super pressure from the hose that usually happens. Like this one. It's a near watering. It's not a. We're watering the pockets, but not directly. So let's do a little spin. So the water gets in there, but it doesn't have the pressure of the hose. Up and fall down. So this one. All right, here we go. We got some of our bagels from yesterday. I don't like direct pocket watering sometimes because I feel like it pressures down the soil. But when it's new, like the plants that just got in here like these, the drip is not going to work for them. They need a real watering. And then this one. And then we'll do our normal water. This one. There we go. This is a little drench bin. Water, and then there we go. Then we go here and we fill up our reservoir. Looking thing. And see where it is. There we go. And just fill up our reservoir. And we wait to hear it come down at the bottom. I also sometimes when it gets to the bottom, especially like now, I go and I check to make sure the hole is open so that it can sort of drain down. Sometimes the holes get clogged with pieces of soil, so I make sure it's clear. Now there are not that many plants in here. We're just wetting the soil for the few plants that are in here, but I want them to get used to moving their roots towards the center where the water comes out from. So once there are plants in here, we want to get that as the main way. So there's a hole down here on the spinner. Once in a while it gets clogged up. Right now, again, it's not new. It's the one that I was using for the other one. There we go. So I just make sure that hole is clear. the hole is right down there. Make sure it's clear and able. All right, so let's just get some water in some of our plants that are here. They just may need a little spritz. This is our tomato. You can tell it's a little dry. So for these, I don't do a downpour. As you can see, that one, it has, you can tell when it stays moist, if there's anything moving on it, that means it's moist. I just let it go. This one is dry. Well, it's not dry. Yeah, this one's wet because it rained like a few days ago. This one's moist. This one, you can see the moisture. Everybody else is pretty, nobody's dry here. And let's add some water to this one. We got our tomatoes. We see a little bit of flowers going. This one was afflicted. So this one transitioned, but this one didn't transition too well. Actually, I left the fruit on. We got, something tried to dig it out. Oh my goodness. Something was digging out my pepper. No wonder it's not doing well. I wonder how that happened. The pepper plant is not even in the soil. It's sitting on top of the soil. So let's add some more soil on top. So this pepper plant, it transitioned. It also has, there we go. So sitting on top of the soil, we should do some trimming to it as well, because it's a lot to support and it has fruit on it. So that does not make a transition go well if the plant is fruiting. I'm cutting off this whole limb, pruning this off, so it can better handle this transition. And yeah, something was digging it out. Let's cut the fruit off. There we go. And then let's directly add water to this pocket. Yeah, this one, the root was hanging out of there. The hole's turned off. 1 minute. So I have it on a timer. It's an automatic timer to water the plants. I never set it up though, so it's still connected via Wi-Fi through the phone. And we have a spider who is living on the time itself. So let me show you what's happening with the time here. This is a spider that was like, I don't know what the spider was doing. Let me just rinse it off. The web, because the web is literally on. I don't know if it was eating it, but there's a spider web. I don't know if it caught a bug and the bug is now in there. Let me just rinse it off. So see, this is the high powerness of the hose sprayer, and was eating the thyme. All right. So we got that in there. All right, let's add some water to this one. I can see the top. And we direct watered our pepper plant. Our lettuce here is not doing well. It's too hot, the lettuce on this GreenStalk. So I'm not planting lettuce back in here until it gets cooler. So that'll probably be September. September, because August is hot also. So I'm not going to be planting lettuce on it because the lettuce, they all bolted at an early stage. They didn't get it together. The only lettuce there's only like 1 or 2 heat tolerant lettuce that made it. And it was just those. It was one. But the pot, I have another pot that the lettuce does pretty good in. We're going to use that. We're watering this one. Same thing. We add our water to our top right here. My little leaf closure there. That pot, the lettuce is doing good in. So This one here. Let's do excellent in this corner. Let's see. Yes, it's damp still. While we're here, as you saw, I added some in yesterday. So while we're here, we might as well take this one out. We're gonna take it to a seed in the front. That's where our seedings are. And then just leave this here for lettuce. The other plants, our other lettuce is doing phenomenal in this type of pot, this shallow pot. So let me show you how the other lettuce is doing excellent there. All right, so our potatoes do need water. We're gonna go out there, but let's go out there really quick and give them some water. I usually don't use this watering hose. I use the other one. So let's go get that. And then we'll take that to the front. And let's check in on we'll water these while we're out here. All right, so I brought the avocado out last, whatever, to get water. It is, to dry out, not even to get water, to dry out. The bottom was waterlogged, and it was staying waterlogged for a while. But I know in the heat, it dries out. So it was waterlogged. You could see the water on the top for like a week. And I'm like, it needs to dry out. I'm not it's over watering because the water's not going anywhere. So now, let's see, it's still damp down there. But outside, where it's 90 degrees, the water dries out a lot faster. So that's why we brought it out here. Everybody seems to be doing good, doing okay. The avocado is looking a lot better. This one has some new leaves growing on it, which is great. So we got some new leaves. It also has a lot of water there, but it rained the other day. This one has a whole new branch that grew. That's great. Look, these are doing good. Our hibiscus, and we transferred them yesterday. So they're doing excellent in their bigger pot. Both of them have new growth since yesterday. This one, it stood up. All right, it didn't fall down, so we're happy. We still have our key lime standing up. Anything new grew? Not really, but it's standing up. Leaves aren't falling, so it's doing a good job. This one also, our navel oranges. They are this plant. When I rescued it, it had 2 leaves. I think it was just like 2 leaves down here, and that was it. And it was barely making it. So we got it green and flourishing. And then these are our 2 pepper plants that are doing pretty good. Let's get some water. That's what we came out here to do, water the potatoes, and we got distracted. We ended up checking in on plants instead of watering the potatoes. All right, so here we have our this tomato plant. Every day I check in on it because it wasn't feeling well. It had a lot of like bronze and color. You can see that it was like, I don't know if it was malnourished. I don't know it just wasn't doing well. So I cut off a lot of the browns. I don't know if it was over getting too much sun, but it has a lot of fruit. So even though it wasn't doing well, it has a lot of fruit. So I make sure I come and check in it every day. I'm giving it another few days. If it doesn't get any healthier or improve, I'm gonna put it in the ground to grow directly out of the ground. The other tomato plant is doing phenomenal growing out of the ground, and I haven't done anything to it. I don't even water it that much. And this is the other tomato plant. It grew from the same little cup as that one. Let me see if we can get is it turning yellow, red? I'm trying to get a good view so you guys can see the tomatoes growing. It's a jungle in there. So there goes some here. And then there goes another large set. 3 or 4 of them here. There we go. So we got 3 or 4 more tomatoes down there. So this one is doing really good. It's more than 3 or 4 down there, but this angle on the camera is hard to see them. But there's quite a lot in there. Our pomegranate potted plant is doing much better. now that I added the additional holes to the side for drainage. So I had only holes at the bottom, so I added holes to the side, and it's definitely more green, more lush. It's making a comeback. This one is doing good next to it. So, and our grapes, our zucchini, all right, everything's doing good over here. Only reason why I came over here was to get the hose so that I could water, so I can water the potatoes. This is how gardening goes, and you get distracted. You're like, oh yeah, I was doing something. Here we go. So none of our, what do you call it again, needs watering. None of our citrus plants need watering. Oh, this pepper is doing pretty good. So a lot of these plants got injured on the the relocate, but some of them are recovering pretty well. So let me get some water into this green stalk before we head over to the potatoes and get it. Is your room finished? All right then. That's the only answer to your question. Oh no, I dropped a bug in here. I gotta pick the bug up. Get out! I don't have nothing to pick it up with. Here we go. Let me see if I can. You don't want the bug in here going. First of all, it's eating the plants. Then it fell in. Oh, ay, ay, ay. It's a bug inside of the top. You can't get it out. Hold on. I'm trying to get it out. Let's see if we got it out. Ay, ay, ay. It's still in there. There we go. Woo! I opened the lid and it fell in. Because, I don't know, they're eating the lemon balm. It's such a secure plant. There's actually even on this leaf too. This is when I wash things off. All right, here we go. This area the bugs eat me too. Oh my god. So yeah, but from here we just get our water on. This one doesn't rotate. Bugs eating this too. Oh my goodness. I'm spraying now. Our tomato plant, a lot of our potato plant broke on the transition. It was doing so well. It does have new sprouts and leaves growing out. I directly water it now for its recovery because the greenery broke. The new greenery is sprouting. So hopefully we should be okay. Alright, so let's water in here and put the cover back on. So you don't want any of those getting stuck and rotting in there and it causes a bunch of. Okay, so to the potatoes, which is where we were supposed to be going. Before I said I don't have bug problems. They're hanging out. They're biting me. All right, here we go. This is our potato area. This is our oldest potato plant. It probably is going to be ready soon. We got a bend in the hole. I'm like, I want to say it didn't rain, but place is very wet, but it's because the sprinkler is on. Next next year I'm gonna put these near the sprinkler. All right. So these are on its way out. We're almost to the potato stage. These are not potatoes. These are onions down there. These are dry. We can say without a shadow of a doubt that these are very dry. Our potato plants are growing. So we're going to give them a lot of water. Yeah, these are doing good. They're just dry. The other ones are old. They're at their late stages. And coming close to time to harvest. So yeah, for the potatoes, you have to wait for them to go through their whole life cycle. And then once they get through their life cycle, then and they dry off. Now, interesting enough, this is a lot of shrubbery growing for these. They grew so much that they came over and fell over. Like, wow. I didn't. How tall are these supposed to be? Maybe we need to start trimming them because they grew over, they fell over. They're still growing. We're just getting some water in. It didn't rain last night. The grass is wet. That's because the sprinkler system came on this morning. So our lawn is wet, but there wasn't any rain. So the sprinkler system doesn't reach over here. My plan is to, next year, maybe I'll just move these to where the sprinkler system is, which is on the other side where those tomatoes are growing. I didn't want them to have too much sunlight. Over there, it gets really, really hot for longer periods of time. Over here, it's hot, it's not as hot. So these are our potato plants. I think I see a potato. If you see a potato, you need to cover it. So I'm gonna go get some soil and cover that up because I believe it's too early. The plant is dying, but it's not dead. So let's go get some soil and cover it up because we got an exposed potato growing out of the bag here. Look at it. See? There it goes. Our potato, there's an exposed potato growing. All right. Our pepper plant looked like it needed some water, so our pepper, our rosella, that's damp. You just add a little drop. Here. A little drippity drop. If you're not sure if it needs water, you just a little drippity drop for the plant. Nothing crazy. So I just moved in there yesterday, and around the outsides are probably dry. Came out of a cup, so we're just gonna give it a little drippity drop. That one is moist, and you can tell that the soil is moist. However, by later today, it probably will need full-blown water. So I'm just gonna give it a little drippity drop from now to save us from that. Again, another day in the 90s. Just gonna get the soil moist so it can make it through that day. Yesterday it wasn't out the whole time, but today it's going to be, and we got things to do. This plant is always drying out because of all the falls. So let me add water to it, but I just do a little sprinkle, so not like a full drink, just a soil moistening, and that's it. All right, well, that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining. We got some plants in our GreenStalk, and we got our plants doing well in there. We will check in. I'll follow with you guys and check in with our GreenStalk plants a little later. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and even if you subscribe and like the shorts, I just have follow-up pictures on the status of the plants and how they're doing, how they're growing. So if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, my name is the same everywhere. Angeline Verdant is Angeline, last Verdant, Angeline Verdant. And you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, even on Facebook, for updates on how the plants are going. If you go to my website, avgardening.com, you're able to get some more information detailed on how to plant, more specifics, how much deep, 2 inches, how long to seed. So it's very specific blog style information on gardening. And if you go to our Patreon, you get more of the behind the scenes upkeep of the plants. And that's Angeline Verdant at patreon.com. Against Angeline, last name Verdant at patreon.com. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay green always. And I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.